This video by Ryan Dunlap has been living rent-free in my brain ever since I saw it. I posted it on my stories and I know a ton of people saw it, and I just got to share, because with everything that's going on with the LCMS, the convention that's coming up, and getting to watch everybody posting online and everybody's comments to each other online and all of those issues, it just brings up all these heart things, all of these things that I've been thinking about and mourning over for well over a decade. And it's exactly right.
Some of you have practiced losing so much, you actually think you're winning. So let me ask you something, and please be honest. What have you gotten good at losing in an attempt to feel like you're winning?
Our numbers are down. We're losing schools. Our churches are getting older. Our kids aren't coming back to church, and on and on and on and on. And we don't look to the Great Commission, the purpose that Christ has given the apostles for the church to share his love, to baptize, to disciple. And we've traded this to be like, oh, well, while we're shrinking, at least we're getting really confessional, as if somehow we can set aside the Great Commission for being confessional. Man, like, why do we fight about this stuff? I feel like when John writes the letter to the church in Ephesus, well, Jesus does, John records it in Revelation, and he's like, but I hold this against you. You've forsaken the love you had at first. He's calling us out. Have we traded our purpose? Have we actually traded the win for just practice losses because we're so good at being a shrinking body? Are we so good at drawing distinctions because we're so worried about ritual cleanliness? Come on. In my mind, I have one of the best theological educations there is out there. In my mind, like, we have some of the best theology out there. We're talking all the fides. We're talking like the grace through baptism for all people, that Christ died for the sins of the whole world, that we're brought into that completely in need, in desperate need of Christ's redemptive work on our behalf. All these great things. And we're so concerned that we're going to lose those. Man, I feel like that's like getting a race car and then being afraid to put your foot to the floor and seeing what it can do and driving it like a freaking Volvo. Like, why don't we put the pedal to the metal with our theology and see what it's capable of? And maybe we could just let go of this fear that our theology is going to be tarnished and actually see what it can do. Do you believe that other churches, other bodies and groups of believers need this wonderful treasure of theology, of doctrine? Then why are we so afraid to share it? Syncretism, because they'll blend and think that we're mixing and doing all these kind of things. I mean, gosh, this reminds me of what Jesus did with that leper in the beginning of Mark, right? Where the leper comes to him and he's like, you know, if you would, you could clean me. And it says that Jesus touched him. And he says, I will be clean. To all the Pharisees, to all the Jews, that meant that if he were touching a leper, he was unclean. He would be polluted by that man's sinfulness, by his disease. And so he had to go through this whole rigmarole in order to become ritually clean again. But the gospel of Jesus, the very work of Jesus, reaches out and touches the broken person, the leper, and instead of Jesus becoming unclean, his cleanliness reaches out and makes the leper clean. I feel like our theology is the same. So why don't we stop complaining about how good we are at losing and arguing about the best ways to lose and what it looks like to lose well, and instead start running after the actual mission, sharing the gospel of Jesus, loving others well, and seeing what you've been taught and what it can really do in the lives of other people. It's just a thought, but you know, I've got no skin in the game. So that's just me. That's what I'm going to do. If you want to join me, write it in the comments. Let's go. Let's talk about it.